I never thought a simple business trip would change my life forever. My name is Mia, and this is the story of how I took my boyfriend, Eric, on a work tour that turned into the adventure of our dreams. It all started when my boss handed me the golden ticket, a week-long conference in Dubai, the city of gold and glamour. I was thrilled, but then I had an idea. Why not bring Eric along? He'd been working so hard at his graphic design job, and we hadn't had a real vacation in ages. I pitched it to him that night over pizza. Eric, pack your bags. We're going to Dubai, I said, my eyes sparkling with excitement. He looked up from his slice, cheese stretching like a bridge between us. Dubai. Like, the fancy one with skyscrapers and deserts. The very one. My company's paying for the hotel, flights, everything for me. You just need to come as my plus one. It'll be a business tour for me, but a luxury getaway for us. He grinned, that cute dimple showing on his left cheek. You're serious? A 5-star hotel. I'm in. That's how it began. We flew out a week later, first class, because my boss upgraded me for closing a big deal. Eric's eyes went wide as we sipped champagne at 30,000 feet. Mia, this is insane. I feel like a celebrity. You are one, I teased, leaning my head on his shoulder. His cologne smelled like pine and adventure, the same scent that made me fall for him 2 years ago at a coffee shop. We landed in Dubai at dusk, the city lights twinkling like a million stars fallen to earth. A sleek black car picked us up from the airport, courtesy of the conference organizers. Eric rolled down the window, letting the warm desert air rush in. Smell that? Freedom and falafel. I laughed. You're such a goof. The car pulled up to the Burj Al Arab, the sail-shaped hotel that screams luxury. I'd seen pictures, but nothing prepared me for the real thing. Gold everywhere, fountains dancing in the lobby, and staff in crisp uniforms bowing as we entered. Our suite was on the 18th floor, a massive space with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the Persian Gulf. The bed was king-sized, draped in silk sheets, and there was a jacuzzi in the bathroom big enough for a party. Eric dropped his bag and ran to the window. Mia, look. The sea's right there. And is that a helipad on the roof? I joined him, wrapping my arms around his waist from behind. Yep. We're staying here for 5 nights. My meetings start tomorrow, but tonight, it's ours. We unpacked quickly. I had my business attire, sharp blazers, pencil skirts, heels that clicked with authority. Eric had his casual vibe, jeans, tees, and that leather jacket he loved. We changed into something comfy, and headed to the hotel's rooftop restaurant. The menu was a dream: lobster, truffles, exotic fruits I couldn't pronounce. We ordered way too much, washing it down with mocktails since I had an early presentation. As we ate, the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in oranges and pinks. Eric reached across the table, taking my hand. Thank you for this. I know work's the reason, but being here with you, it's perfect. My heart fluttered. We deserve it. Remember our first date? That rainy picnic in the park. He chuckled. Yeah, we got soaked, but it was the best. That night, we soaked in the jacuzzi, bubbles tickling our skin. The city lights reflected in the water, and Eric pulled me close for a kiss. It was soft at first, then deeper, full of promise. We fell asleep tangled in each other's arms, the hum of the city lulling us. Morning came too soon. My alarm buzzed at 7 a.m. I groaned, slipping out of bed while Eric snored softly. I dressed in my power suit, a navy blazer over a white blouse, black skirt, and nude pumps. Makeup on point, red lips, winged eyeliner. I looked in the mirror and felt ready to conquer. Eric stirred as I grabbed my laptop bag. Good luck, babe. Knock dead. I kissed his forehead. Explore the hotel. Pool's amazing. I'll be back by lunch. The conference was at the hotel's grand ballroom. Hundreds of professionals in suits, networking over coffee. My session was on digital marketing strategies. I nailed it, slides flowing, audience engaged, questions flying. By noon, I was buzzing with adrenaline. I texted Eric, done early. Meet at the pool, his reply, already here. Brought snacks. I changed into a bikini in the locker room, simple black, nothing flashy, and headed up. The pool was infinity style, blending into the sea. Palm trees swayed, and lounge chairs dotted the deck. I spotted Eric in board shorts, sunglasses on, munching on dates from a fruit platter. There's my star, he said, pulling me onto his lap. How was your morning? I asked, stealing a date, epic. I got a massage, complimentary for guests. Then swam laps. This place is heaven. We spent the afternoon lounging. I dipped my toes in the water while Eric told stories from his design projects. He was working on a logo for a startup, excited about the colors. The sun warmed our skin, and for a moment, work felt miles away. That evening, the conference had a gala. Formal attire required. I slipped into a floor-length red gown, slit up the side, hair in loose waves. Eric whistled when he saw me. Wow, Mia. You look like a movie star. He cleaned up nice too, black tux, bow tie, hair slicked back. We entered the ballroom arm in arm. Crystal chandeliers hung from the ceiling, live music playing soft jazz. We mingled with my colleagues. My boss introduced me to clients, praising my presentation. Eric charmed everyone with his easy smile and funny anecdotes. Dinner was exquisite: filet mignon, asparagus in butter sauce, chocolate soufflé for dessert. After, we danced. Eric spun me around the floor, my gown swirling. Remember prom, he whispered. We didn't go to prom together, I laughed. Exactly. Making up for lost time. The night ended with fireworks over the Gulf, literal ones, organized by the hotel. We watched from our balcony, champagne in hand, non-alcoholic for me. Eric's arm around me, the booms echoing. It felt magical. Day 2 of the conference was workshops. I attended sessions on SEO and social media trends, taking notes furiously. Eric explored the city. He texted photos: the Dubai Mall, the aquarium with sharks swimming overhead, the fountain show synchronized to music. Miss you, he wrote. Bought you a souvenir. I smiled at my screen during a break. Can't wait to see. My workshop ended early again. I met Eric at the mall. He'd arranged a driver. The place was massive, stores from every luxury brand. We window shopped, tried free samples at a chocolate fountain. Eric bought me a delicate gold necklace with a tiny palm tree pendant. For the memories, he said, clasping it around my neck. We grabbed lunch at a food court. Shawarma wraps, fresh and spicy. Then, adventure called. Eric had booked a desert safari for us. A jeep picked us up from the hotel. We zoomed out of the city, skyscrapers giving way to endless sand dunes. The driver was a pro, dune bashing like a roller coaster. I screamed, holding on to Eric as we slid down steep drops. Sand flew everywhere. At the top of a dune, we watched the sunset, reds and golds bleeding into the horizon. Eric snapped photos on his phone, then, camel rides. I was nervous. The camel lurched up, and I gripped the saddle. Eric laughed behind me. You got this, cowgirl. The camp was traditional, Bedouin tents, carpets on the sand, fire pits crackling. We ate dinner under the stars, grilled meats, rice, hummus. Belly dancers performed, hips swaying to rhythmic drums. Eric pulled me up to join a group dance. We stumbled through the steps, laughing until our sides hurt, henna tattoos next. I got a floral design on my hand. Eric chose a simple tribal pattern on his arm. Matching souvenirs, he said, back at the hotel late, exhausted but happy. We showered off the sand, collapsing into bed. Best day ever, Eric murmured, kissing my shoulder. The conference dragged on day 3 with panel discussions. I spoke on a panel about women in tech, nerve-wracking but empowering. The audience applauded, my boss beamed. Eric sent encouraging texts. You're killing it. He'd spent the day at the beach club. Photos of him building a sandcastle, complete with moat. Waiting for my queen. I joined him post-panel. The beach was private, white sand soft underfoot. We rented jet skis, my first time. Eric showed me the ropes. Wind in my hair, waves splashing, adrenaline pumping. We raced across the water, laughing as we sprayed each other. Dinner that night was room service, pizza, because sometimes simple is best. We ate on the balcony, feet up on the railing, city lights below. Tell me something, Eric said, wiping sauce from his chin. What's your dream after all this work stuff? I thought. Travel more. With you. Maybe start a blog about our adventures. He nodded. I like that. Design the graphics for it. Deal. Day 4 brought surprises. My final meeting was a one-on-one with a potential partner. It went amazingly. They offered collaboration. I texted Eric the news. To celebrate. He'd planned a hot air balloon ride at dawn. We woke at 4 a.m., groggy but excited. A van took us to the launch site. Balloons inflated like giant colorful mushrooms. We climbed into the basket with a small group. Up we went, silent except for the burner's whoosh. The desert unfolded below, dunes rippling like ocean waves, the sun rising golden. Animals dotted the landscape, gazelles, camels in the distance. Eric held me tight. This is unreal. At the highest point, the pilot pointed out landmarks. We floated for an hour, then landed smoothly. Breakfast awaited. Fresh bread, cheeses, coffee in the sand. Back at the hotel, I had free time. We hit the spa, couples massage. Warm oils, soothing music, hands kneading away stress. Eric dozed off. I relaxed completely. Afternoon, shopping in the souks. Gold sauk first, rows of glittering jewelry. Eric haggled for a bracelet, silver with turquoise stones. For your wrist, to match the necklace. Spice sauk next, aromas of cinnamon, saffron, cardamom overwhelming. We bought bags of goodies for home, evening, a yacht cruise. The hotel arranged it, private boat, just us and the captain. We sailed the Gulf as stars emerged. Dinner on deck, seafood platter, salads, fruit. Eric toasted with sparkling juice. To us. I clinked glasses. To many more trips. He looked serious suddenly. Mia, these days, you've made me the happiest guy. My heart raced. You too, Eric. Day 5, the conference wrapped with awards. I won Rising Star in Marketing, a trophy and bonus. Cheers erupted. Eric snuck in the back, clapping loudest. We celebrated big. First, the Atlantis water park on Palm Jumeirah. Slides twisting through shark tanks, lazy river floats. We screamed down the leap of faith, plunging nearly vertical. Soaked and giggling like kids, lunch at a beachside cafe, burgers, fries, milkshakes. Then, Burj Khalifa. Up to the 124th floor observatory. The view. Mind-blowing. City sprawling like a circuit board, desert meeting sea. Eric proposed a silly pose, pretending to hold the building. Dinner at Atmosphere, the world's highest restaurant. Fine dining, caviar, wagyu beef, views for days. We dressed up again. I in a silver dress, Eric in his tux. Dessert was a surprise. The waiter brought a cake. Congratulations, Mia. Eric had arranged it. You're amazing, I said, eyes misty, last night in Dubai. We walked the beach, shoes in hand, waves lapping our feet. The moon lit the sand silver. Eric stopped, turning to me. Mia, this trip, it's shown me how perfect we are together. Work, play, everything. I nodded, throat tight. He knelt, knelt. On the sand, Mia, will you marry me? A ring appeared, diamond sparkling, simple band, tears streamed. Yes. Yes, Eric. He slipped it on, stood, kissed me deep. The ocean roared approval. Back in the suite, we celebrated properly. Champagne, real this time, dancing to phone music, making love under the stars visible through the window. Morning came. Packing was bittersweet. Souvenirs, necklace, bracelet, spices, photos galore. The ring on my finger shone. Flight home, first class again. Eric held my hand the whole way. Fiancé, he whispered. Fiancé, I replied. Dubai faded below, but our story just beginning.